these next 5 years are going to be the 5 years of AI-based cybercrimes. So it's going to be deepfake audios, deepfake videos, and deep nudes. I mean, that's my biggest concern right now. When you created the deepfake of Kajol, you created a Rashmi, you created a Katrina. What did you do? Okay. It came on Twitter. In fact, Neeta has always been boasting about it that we are working on countering deepfakes wherein we can identify. So then, if that is the case, if it has come up, why aren't you giving me a trigger warning?
So the penalty is, as per the current law, the honorable judge can punish you with a punishment of 3 years, with the imprisonment of imprisonment of 3 years, with a fine of 1 lakh rupee.
1 lakh.
And I don't think that is a deterrent. Question number one. And question number two is, ये तो सब तब आएगा ना जब वो पकड़ा जाएगा.
Well, deepfake has been in the news, and I've seen a couple of videos of Bollywood actors whose faces and bodies have been taken for these deepfake videos. But not to gloat too much, I would just like to say that 3 years ago, when I released my book Stone Shamed and Depressed, I had already flagged deepfake then. So that's an issue that has been coming up for the last 3-4 years. It is now in the Indian vocabulary as well. And what is really going on with it? How can you spot a deep fake? Is it just the video? Is it also the voice, the audio? What are the various ways of understanding deep fake in this whole wide world of social media and cyberspace? Well, joining me today is Dr. Rakshit Tandon. He is a cyber safety expert. Also Ritesh, Bhatia. He is a cybercrime investigator. He's also a consultant, a data privacy consultant, as well as a cyber safety consultant. There's just so much of that whole Bollywood involvement that everybody's kind of suddenly woken up. But really, what is the true story?
I think this is just the beginning. The worst is yet to come. The last 5 years have been an era of, let's say, trolling or financial crimes and other kind of things. These next 5 years are going to be the 5 years of AI-based cybercrimes. So it's going to be deepfake audios, deepfake videos, and deep nudes. I mean, that's my biggest concern right now. Because I remember in roundabout in 2013 or 14, in Tamil Nadu, there is a particular place called as Salem. And there, a girl's face, her face was taken and put up on a bikini body, on an image which had just a bikini on it. And the entire village was very against it. They said, what is this? What are you doing? This is not our culture. Couldn't you even see that's brown and the rest of the body is white? And the parents also didn't believe. The girl committed suicide. And the last line was, I wish you guys trusted me. Now, this was where it was so clear that it's a brown face on a white body. Any person with a common sense would say, look, this is morphing. But these people didn't know what morphing would be. That place was a very small village. But now, come 2023, and we are into deep news, and that too version 3.0 of deep news. So in the past 2 years, it has evolved so much that anybody just sitting up over there with, let's say, this steel background with all the frames. Earlier, you had to take my face, take it and put it on a similar body as that and kind of match the background and other kind of things. Now, nothing. You've just taken a photograph of mine, just uploaded it. Within 5 seconds, get the entire person nude. And how much are you paying? 30. Cyberspace doesn't see religion, it doesn't see age, it doesn't see gender, it sees nothing. And this very recently happened down in South. So this is the worry, because for the boys or for the other people also, the new term, let's nudify her. In your book, we've not spoken about that. We've not used this word nudify also because it wasn't there. Now it's just, okay, let's go and nudify her. Earlier, there used to be just one website which was brought down. Now you got tens of them, and upload the picture and you see it. I've tried it. I've seen it. The results are mind-boggling.
It's both. I mean, forget the children. The adults are struggling as well, right? To figure this out.
Yeah, it's just for them. It's just if you want to react. So it's number one is for the humiliation. The other is just imagine the kind of crimes that are happening. We've been just talking about loan app scams, especially after the COVID. we saw those people were morphing and sending across. Now they don't need to morph. Morphing is now passe. All you need is just the deep mute kind of a thing. And just look at the deep fake, the video as such. One Mr. Radhakrishnan down south in Kerala, he got a call. He gets a call from his friend Venu, and it's just a normal call. They're talking to each other. They're discussing, oh yeah, those times in the company were so great and everything. Do you remember the canteen? And then he says, listen, I just need 40,000 rupees because somebody in my family needs to be admitted. Could you do that? He's talking on the phone. The voice is everything. He says, okay, listen, a lot many scams are happening. Could you please come on a video? I just want to see you on a video first. So Venu comes on the video. He sees him. Radhakrishnan sees Venu Gopal. These are the real names I'm talking about. Radhakrishnan is 67-year-old, by the way. He stares Venu and he says, okay, how are things? Venu also says, how's your daughter doing? She's working over here, right? How is she doing now? Says, okay, everything fine. So he says, okay, don't worry now, I'll transfer the 40,000. And later on, this entire audio, the voice and this video that he saw was all a deep fake. I'm not talking about it happening anywhere else. It's happened in our own country.
The general assumption is when it comes to deepfake that it is, all around videos, but it's also audio manipulation, isn't it? Just audio manipulation.
It is audio. You tell me whose voice you require. There are free templates available for the Prime Minister, of the Home Minister, of the celebrities. So, and now we are into the election era. Can you just imagine the impact that is going to happen? How would you even believe? How would you even believe what is it? Just imagine, I can right now take a celebrity's voice and just make him say what I want. It says, select your celebrity. You select the country, India, select your celebrity. You have Shah Rukh, you have Amitabh, you have so many people. Write the script, you put the script, and verbatim. I mean, it's absolutely kind of believable if, what Amitabh Bachchan or the deep voice of Shah Rukh or anyone else, as a matter of fact, what you can make them say. So this is getting crazy. I mean, the dangers are unimaginable.
The government, after this whole episode broke out, said that it's going to take action, but legally, in terms of legalese language, really, what are their options? What can be done?
I always blame the intermediaries. It's because if it's created by somebody, let's say whoever creates it, I created it. What am I going to do? I'm going to send it across. When you created the deepfake of Kajol, you created of Rashmika, you created of Katrina. What did you do? Okay, it came on Twitter. I'm pretty sure Twitter, Facebook, all these people have been working on this particular part since years. In fact, Neeta has always been boasting about it that we are working on countering deepfakes wherein we can identify. So then, if that is the case, if it has come up, why aren't you giving me a trigger warning, right? I have created fine. So this entire ecosystem, if this entire ecosystem isn't punished, then it makes no sense. The creator, the intermediary who allows the platform, and I would say even the third, the people who kind of forward it. We really need to understand, because just imagine the kind of damage we are doing. We always say there's just one victim, and that's Rashmika. What about the other girl whose body was used? She too is the victim. So this is where we need to be very strong about it, because then I think the damages over here are going to be much worse than what we are seeing about the internet-based cyber crimes. Till date, people are losing lakhs and lakhs of rupees. Where are we? We are nowhere. We've just not been able to help. The trolling, you just look at the trolling that's happening. What are we doing? What action is being taken? Nothing. This damage can be done, for you also. Even you could be the victim over here.
So how does one spot it?
Very difficult. I am not of the belief wherein all these other people are saying, try to look at the lighting, try to look at the robotic things. I mean, right now also when I'm speaking to you, I see a little bit of things, because of the, let's say, the network connection or whatever it is. There is a little bit of a pixelation and other kind of things. Does that mean that I'm speaking to a deepfake right now? It's extremely difficult. And that is why my concern is, even if you want to try to spot it, how are you going to react to it? Okay, because now also you just look at, when we get a message, we are the first ones to forward it. We don't verify it. What are we like really doing a fact check? In the case of a deep fake video, what would you do? Like when Prime Minister saw uh, him playing Garba, I'm sure even he was shocked. Can any expert show me that lighting angle and a little bit of the lip sync? There is no lip sync. He's just playing Garba. They're saying, okay, try to spot lip syncs and all. No, it's going to be difficult, and that's why the grandparent scam is my biggest concern.
You're saying it's going to be extremely difficult to spot a deep fake. In that instance, I mean, what is the one way to keep ahead, or how can you just make sure you're not deep faked?
That is just not going to be possible, that you're not going to be defaming. We have so many videos of yours, Jyotsna. You've been a news anchor. You've been so popular, you have so many Instagram videos out there. You're there all over YouTube. Creating yours is going to be like very, very fast, including me. So there is nowhere that this could be stopped as such. Again, whose responsibility it becomes? It becomes the responsibility of the intermediary. Because for the intermediary, so when you create a video, there are certain frames behind it. You come to know if this has been shot like using a phone, or it has been artificially created. If it's been shot using the phone, those frames and other kind of things, you know what is happening. But there is a science behind it. And when you have created through a machine, we are talking about pixels and other kind of things. It's not about frames, but it's something. And so the machines are able to recognize them. We humans cannot. P. P is for pause. You see somebody playing a video, pause. You see Narendra Modi playing Garba, just pause. Hold on. Have zero trust. That's the O. So instead of O, let's use the zero. Have zero trust that this could be fake. And we go and verify it. As a matter of fact, when it comes to, even when I'm talking about grandparent scam or anything,
Hmm.
I may want to tell my dad, okay, you may be very, very like scared at that point. Ask him that one question, which would not be on internet and only you and he would know. Probably कल रात को क्या बना था, ये संडे को खाना क्या बना था, हाँ राजमा चावल बना था. Okay, then at least I know you're not the deep fake.
Let me get Dr. This whole deep fake thing, what do you tell your children, these students?
Sometimes it's very scary because Abhi recently was engaging with children, and one of the kids told me that, sir, I was watching a video on YouTube and suddenly an ad popped up. And that ad said that if you click on this app, you can see what the people are wearing inside the clothes. Something like this he was trying to say. But actually, what he meant was that he has accidentally come on through an ad which was enticing him to use a kind of a deep fake tool. Now, the thing is that children, they are very inquisitive, they are very curious, they are very experimental in nature, and then rest Google Baba is always there to help them and guide them to go through these kind of tools and do experiments. So yes, lately I have seen some complaints coming over where inappropriate pictures have been created with such apps. Just now, when I was coming back, I was in Delhi stuck in a jam, and one of my friend's daughter called me that she received a call saying that I am your father's friend and I want to deposit some money to you. And this girl was smart enough, she understood that this person is fake. Then he kept calling him, and then he said that he have accidentally transferred 50,000 rupees to his account. So if he can return that amount or something like this. So, and she was trying to inform me. And in a similar case where one student complained that one of my best friend called me, and it was the voice of the best friend, and he was in desperate need of some help. So this weapon, I will call it a weapon now, this is going to be there. So now, okay, the ball is out. So let's now talk to the people that still whatever the framework we have as on existence, the law is there. You have Act sections which makes it punishable and an offense. If you are impersonating someone, you can be caught under section 66D, and it is a punishable offense. Now, the challenge comes to the law enforcement agencies how to track these people, the people who are spreading such kind of content, how to reach to the real culprit, and how to spot out.
Is the penalty for anybody who is arrested on these charges, is that a deterrent?
So the penalty is, as per the current law, the honorable judge can punish you with a punishment of 3 years, with the imprisonment of imprisonment of 3 years, with a fine of 1 lakh rupee.
1 lakh.
And I don't think that is a deterrent. Question number one, and question number two is, ये तो सब तब आएगा ना जब वो पकड़ा जाएगा. अभी हम लोग, I remember working with the LEAs. Ritesh bhai will agree to it. He also does a lot of work with the LEAs. कि अगर कोई एक गलत खबर वायरल हो जाती है, उसको spot out करना, how to spot it out, how to trace the real culprit becomes a challenge for us. Our honorable Prime Minister has come out and seriously talking about the spoken about the subject, and now he's also, the Ministry of ITs and the other service providers are trying to figure out.
आपने जैसे बोला कि if the person is arrested, but with this whole intersection of AI, there is nobody to be arrested at the end of the day, right?
आप अगर फ्रेमवर्क देखें, जो हमारा करंट फ्रेमवर्क है, साइबर क्राइम पोर्टल है cybercrime.gov.in, जिस पर हम रिपोर्ट करते हैं, और जो हमारा हेल्पलाइन नंबर है, उसके एग्जिस्टिंग फ्रेमवर्क में मैं देखता हूँ कि काफी ऐसे केसेस हैं जो पकड़े भी जाते हैं. ठीक है, अगर आईटी एक्ट में इतना डेटरेंट नहीं है तो आईपीसी भी तो है. आईपीसी को कंबाइन किया जाता है और उससे पनिशमेंट को स्ट्रिक्ट और स्ट्रिंजेंट किया जाता है. You can spot out the lip movement, you can spot out the eye blinking rate, you can see the skin color or something like that, and you can make out by the robotic voice or the natural voice. ये सब कहने की बातें. When the video is out, when it is being circulated and we are watching it on your small mobile screen with your audio, ये आदमी ही spot out करता है. मतलब आप देखो, इफ यू लुक एट बस आज से कुछ साल, बहुत साल पहले जब ये शुरू हो रहा था, तो एक बैरक ओबामा का वीडियो बड़ा वायरल हुआ था, जो आज भी एग्जाम्पल्स के रूप में दिखाया जाता है डीप फेक में. तो उसको इतना आसान नहीं होता है स्पॉट आउट करना. और अभी जो करेंटली आपने देखा, जो एक पॉपुलर एक्ट्रेस का वीडियो था, द वे इट केम आउट, वो तो जब वो खुद सामने आए और उन्होंने आके डिनाई किया, और एक लीडिंग हमारे बहुत सुपरस्टार एक्टर ने अपने ट्विटर पे ट्वीट किया, देन इट केम इनटू द न्यूज एंड देन इट स्टार्टेड सेइंग कि दिस वाज अ डीप फेक. और फिर उसको ओरिजिनल को स्पॉट आउट किया गया, तब ओरिजिनल के साथ मैच किया गया, तब लोग मान रहे हैं कि हाँ ये डीप फेक बन गया, विच से दैट आप इससे स्पॉट आउट कर सकते हैं डीप फेक को. तो एक आम आदमी थोड़ी एक एक वीडियो उठा के पहले चेक करेगा कि ये डीप फेक है या ट्रू है. वो तो उसको उसी समय इंप्रेशन ले लेगा जैसे ही वो उसके फॉरवर्ड होना शुरू होता है. द मोमेंट इट कम्स ऑन द नेट.
I mean, when we've not bothered even to verify the text messages that were coming, I mean, can you just imagine when it comes to the videos firstly engage you. The text still becomes a bit boring, right? When it comes to on WhatsApp or even on Twitter, this engages you. And this gives you a bit of high. It raises your dopamine level and it wants to tell you, okay, look, forward it. So we are forwarding it. Maybe we could be saying that, okay, it could be a deep fake. But now you're also forwarding it because you think, oh my God, look what AI can do. So now we also forward it to 10 people, but we don't write that, look, it's a deep fake. We just say, okay, just look at it. And then, we try to boast, oh, did you see it was like a deep fake? But then by that time, the damage is, look at, take the example. I spoke to you about deep news. What about deep porn? I'm using the word as a deep porn, not just pornography. We know, with what happened with one of the journalists. That was the first ever case in India. Somewhere I'm talking about 2017 or 18. We all, Rana, when she saw it, imagine she felt nauseatic. She wasn't fine at all because she herself, I mean, her reaction wouldn't have been this. Why did she react this way? Because she couldn't deny. She said, this is so me. These were her words, that this is me. About the deep bonds. And the thing about over here is, internet never forgets. The deep porn is going to be a bigger concern, and we already have. You name the actress, and we have the deep nudes or the deep porn method. The pornography is where they are there. And remember the Moore's laws that it is just going to be, it's just going to get double. It's just going to double up. So in terms of technology, like how the semiconductors became.
Is it inevitable that, in this scheme of things, everyone is going to get stuck eventually? Is that what it sounds like?
Oh yes. As far as even cyber crimes are concerned, मैं सबको बोलता हूँ सबका कटेगा. It's
Sub-
just a matter of time.
I'm seeing it happening now. And what you mentioned with children, I've seen, I recently got now 2 4 complaints where children, they complain that their pictures without clothes are being sent to them, and they're being threatened that if you don't do some inappropriate video chat with us, and they got scared. They were kids,
Yeah.
and they were deep fakes. They were created using a computer. They were not actual pictures, but they actually got scared for a moment because it was looking like a real picture. When all this was initiating and cybercrime was becoming a word to be discussed, we used to say cases of morph pictures where people using simple photo editing tools like Photoshop would just cut the face of mine and put Ritesh face on my body. So that kind of things was happening with 15, 20 years back. But now with AI and with the kind of accuracy and now becoming handy, initially internet used to be taught that you want to do this tool, you have to go to www.riteshbhatia.com, then only you will be able to do it. But now today you have a device on your hand, you go to Play Store, you type a keyword, and there are billions of apps which are available for you to freely download, and everybody offers you 5 to 10 images free. And that is where people do experiments, and that is how this challenge of internet calling started. There is an open app in which, and then they promote. How do they promote? You can take a video of Tom Cruise and superimpose it with your face. So when you look at the video, it says Rakshit acting as Tom Cruise, and these kind of apps were promoted actually. Google never forgets. After 5 years, maybe the same video again will come up, or 5 or 7 years back, of Rashmi Mandana, and people will believe it. It's a true video. Then at that time, after doing big search, deep big search, some fact news website will come out and say after some time that it was a deep fake.
तो अभी चॉइस क्या है बच्चों के लिए, बड़ों के लिए, who I think are even worse
I
off than
think
children in
we
terms
should
of their
now
knowledge.
more, so we should now educate them more about understanding data privacy. ये जो ओवर शेयरिंग और ओवर शेयरिंग का हम लोगों का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, अब वो हल्के हल्के हमें खुद ही डराएगा कि हम बड़े प्यार से अपना एक सेल्फी और स्टोरी डालते हैं, हाय गाइस आई एम राइट नाउ गोइंग लाइव विद ज्योत्सना जी, कम एंड सी मी। हम खुद डालते हैं, एक एक सेकंड का अपडेट डालते हैं। हम आप रील्स देखो, यंग बच्चों का जो क्रेज है स्टोरीज को लेके वो देखो, और ये हल्के हल्के उन्हें अब रियलाइज कराएगा कि यार लिसन, बहुत हो गया। You have to understand the term data privacy. People have to understand the term of the crimes we are seeing, the kind of crimes. So you have to understand data security, data privacy, well-being. That is very important subject. People will not start cutting off. तो वो बोलते हैं साहब इट्स वेरी एडिक्टिव, हमें बड़ा बुरा लगता है कि हम अपनी स्कूल पिकनिक में जा रहे हैं, फोर फ्रेंड्स आर सिटिंग, और हम आपस में ऑनलाइन गेम अमंग अस खेल रहे हैं, बट आपस में बात नहीं कर रहे हैं। वी आर ऑल ऑन आवर हैंडहेल्ड डिवाइसेस एंड चैटिंग एंड प्लेइंग गेम्स। ये खुद उनका वर्जन था कि उन्हें ये अच्छा नहीं लगता है। उनके 3 घंटे रील्स देखने में कब खत्म हो जाते हैं उन्हें पता नहीं चलता है। जब उनका फोन चिल्लाता है बैटरी लो, तब उन्हें लगता है अरे भाई 3 घंटे हो गए। तो अगर वो खुद इनको हम ये रियलाइज करा रहे हैं, तो हो सकता है आगे जाके इनको खुद समझ में आ जाए। तो मैं जब इवन व्हेन आई डू एंगेजमेंट्स विद पेरेंट्स, आई टेल देम कि भाई ये जो ओवर शेयरिंग आप करते हो बच्चों की, इस पे आप कंट्रोल लाओ। So now I think it's high time, after seeing all the kind of data breaches which are happening every second day, you will hear a data breach happening. Now people should realize how to protect your digital identity, how to talk, and let's talk about the issue now. The more and more we talk, the more and more awareness goes in. The people now realize कि to understand. अब जैसे बीच में आपको याद होगा एक क्राइम बहुत चला था और अभी भी चल रहा है, अभी तक लोग विक्टिमाइज हो रहे हैं. न्यूड वीडियो कॉल आता है और वो आपको रिकॉर्ड कर लेता है और फिर ब्लैकमेल करता है. अभी भी कितने केसेस हमारे पास आ जाते हैं जहाँ इनोसेंट लोग डर जाते हैं और वो कहता है कि मैं आपका वो वीडियो मैसेंजर पे आपके फ्रेंड्स को भेज रहा हूँ, फौरन पैसे दो. कभी वो पुलिस वाला बन जाता है. रिपोर्टेड टू द पोर्टल. ये जो लोग कहते हैं कि साहब उस पर रिपोर्ट करने से कुछ नहीं होता है, बहुत कुछ होता है. देयर इज अ बैकएंड पे डेटाबेस गेटिंग बिल्ड अप. these numbers are getting blocked, they are getting, उनके सिम कार्ड्स ब्लॉक हो रहे हैं, उनके वीपीए अकाउंट्स ब्लॉक हो रहे हैं. आप रोज अखबारों में पढ़ रहे हो अभी इतने लाख सिम कार्ड हमने बंद किए, इतने फेक अकाउंट्स बंद किए. So let's report, let's use the power of the portal which you have, the cybercrime.gov.in, and we will all, I think, we can fight it together by spreading more and more awareness and educating people. And एक साइबर resilience डेवलप होनी चाहिए लोगों में. इट इज हाई टाइम नाउ. हर बात पे एकदम से घबरा जाना, बुली हो जाना, हमारी वो फोटो वायरल कर देगा, वो हमारा ये अब नहीं होना चाहिए. आई
What's the most worrying trend you're seeing these days?
Well, the topic that we are discussing, the deepfakes, the other things are all fine. I mean, I know, but somewhere, you know what? I am, if you personally ask me, because there's a lot of awareness I do, like Rakshit does 100 times more than me, but I really don't think so. Awareness is going to be a solution at all. What is happening? Everything works with something called as fear. There's no fear as such over here. You know, like he spoke about share and take. This awareness is required for the parents that listen, this is what you're doing, this is what is going to happen. So there needs to be a fear with the child. When the child will say, like, look at my son, go and find out even a single photo of his, you won't be able to get it. He's very clear about it. He's seen his both the parents talking at places and everything. He said, don't put my picture, period. He's off social media. He's focused. He knows if he wants to become a great doctor, that's his aim. He's going ahead over there. So this is an awareness that this generation also has. I am the Gen Z, then the Gen Alpha that will come. I think they're going to be extremely, extremely cautious about it and what privacy really means. Because overall, again, as a culture, as a country, we've always believed in sharing, you know, we've always believed in talking, being listening. But on this cyberspace, no. Whatever you hear, whatever you see, whatever you read, just cannot be, like, you know, trusted. I'm going to say the next trend will be where everybody's heads will be up. Now the heads will be up, there will be no phones, but what will be there? You'll be having your VR devices. We're just coming up with this. We are coming up with
metaverse.
occult. We have come up with so many things. So now instead of the phones, you know, so now we are everyone. You would be seeing these zombies walking around with those kind of occult or VR devices. Apple is, you know, and now we are going into 3.0, and which is going to be much more emotional and psychological. If 2.0 has harmed you, like kind of financially, this is going to harm you emotionally.
So, as already spoken by Ritesh Bhai, that yes, metaverse is on knocking on the door, and children will, and all our generation will be into these handheld wearables, and we'll have new kind of threats talking about threat, and especially if I talk about the current scenario where the country is getting into an election, we have to be very careful the kind of content and posts which will come up on your social media, because when a video of an ex-politician will talking about something about a Y politician goes out, and then we are trying to figure out whether it is a real video or a deepfake video, the damage is done. So people here talking in the urban culture, we have today internet in the rural areas as well, and the penetration is going higher. वहाँ कौन किसको समझाएगा ये डीप फेक है. वहाँ तो वीडियो को फौरन वो मान लिया जाता है पूरा का पूरा कि ये तो आशीर्वाद आ गया हमारे पास, ये तो रियल हमसे कोई बात कर रहा है. So yes, this is going to be the challenge, and I think we all have to wake up to it. It is all in the hands of the core developers, how they are shipping it out and how the tools are coming out. हम लोगों ने 300 apps बैन करा दिए, टिकटॉक बैन करा दिया, पबजी बैन करा दिया. आज भी स्कूल में चले जाओ, बच्चा बड़े प्राउडली कहता है मैं तो पबजी खेलता हूँ VPN लगा के.
But you know, as a
Lastly,
gateway,
Jyotsna, remember one thing, the viewers need to understand one thing. human intelligence is still far, far
That's a
superior than an artificial
artificial
intelligence.
intelligence. Thank you so
Correct.
much. Thank you,
Thank
Jyotsna
you.
ji. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tandon. Thank you, Ritesh. Thank you, both of you.
Thanks so much.
Thank